Today I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of different Navy classes that were in use during World War II by the German Kriegsmarine. Now, these are going to be very, very close to the realistic counterparts. The only reason they're going to be very close and not exactly like the realistic counterparts is because some of the stuff that's in use in Hearts of Iron 4 would be going on a 1940 ship, and the technology wouldn't be available until 1944. So I've kind of dumbed down some of the stuff to keep it a little bit realistic, since I know a lot of you guys are going to want to use these in multiplayer or single player, and I'm sure you don't want to put a level 4 battery on a level 1 ship. So instead, we're going to make it as close to being accurate as possible. Now, how accurate is this? Well, here let's start off with the Bismarck. This is actually the exact same gun layout as the Bismarck was using during World War II. I've even gone to the point where I've tried to get the engine upgrade enough to make the speed as close as possible. Now, the speed on here is only 21 knots, and the engine itself that's required to get this up to the point where it was realistic, it would require a level 4 engine. But I have gone to the point where the Bismarck's armor on here is the exact same, which is a 320mm belt and 120mm deck. Well, actually, the deck itself was 100 to 120. But that gives you an idea of how accurate I've tried to make this. So, for the Bismarck class, we have 4 level 3 batteries. We have a level 1, seaplane launcher thing. Then we have 2 of the basic little secondary armament kind of guns, and then a level 1 AA. Now, for the armor itself, we have a level 2 heavy battleship armor, which is should be right here. So, that is the Bismarck right there. Now let's go down to the Scharnhorst. We have a level 2 ship hull, or a heavy ship hull. We have 4 level 2 batteries, level 1 AA. We have a single dual purpose gun for secondary. We have no radar, obviously, because for some reason won't let me select it, but you want to have a fire control. For the engine, it is a level 2 engine, which actually is accurate, the engine type that was in use for this ship during the time. And for the armor, it's going to be a level 1 armor. If you're going to be using this in multiplayer, I would actually recommend you boost this up to a level 2 or level 3 possibly. But anyway, this right here is the Scharnhorst. I'm sure you guys can copy it down and so on. Next, we have the Admiral Hipper Heavy Cruiser. So here we have 3 level 2 gun batteries, a level 3 engine, 1 dual secondary battery, level 2 heavy cruiser armor, then we have a level 1 sonar, 1 AA, we do have a level 2 torpedo on here, and then a level 1 biplane launcher. And this is, I misspoke, this is a level 2 AA, and then we want a level 1 sonar. Or not sonar, but the radar itself. So that is going to be the Admiral Hipper class. Next, we have another heavy cruiser, which is the Emden class. I don't know how to actually pronounce it. This one was actually put in use a little bit before the Admiral Hipper class, and I think this one was used from like 1922 to 1936, and the Admiral Hipper actually replaced it as the next heavy cruiser down the line. So here we have 2 level 1 gun batteries, level 1 torpedoes. We have a level 1 biplane launcher. I'm just going to call it biplane. I know it's actually a seaplane or floating plane or a float plane, catapult, whatever you want to call it. I'm just used to calling it a biplane launcher. So we have all that. Then we have a level 1 AA. We have a fire control system. If you can, I guess if you're going to use it in multiplayer, maybe get one of the sonars or a radar or something. Probably a radar would be best. But actually, the Emden class, the majority of them did not have a sonar or radar actually on them, which is why this is left blank. So then we have a level 1 engine, a level 2 secondary battery, and then level 1 armor, which is only 50mm thick, but that is accurate for the Emden class that was in use for the German Kriegsmarine. So now we're going to go on to our light cruiser right here, which is the Deutschland class. It is a level 1 battery, or the mid 1 custom, and then we have a level 1 heavy battery. Now, I know that seems kind of weird, but from what I was able to find out about the Deutschland class, they had a really weird setup they were using with them for a long time, where it was kind of a mix of 2 different gun batteries on a lot of them. Some of them were just basic, the heavy batteries, but a few others were light batteries, but the majority of them were actually this kind of mixed batch kind of deal, where they could, I guess, fire at light ships on sea and also heavy ships at the same time. So just to let you know, that's not a mistake. That's actually how it was. Next, we have a level 1 torpedo, level 1 plane launcher. We have a level 2 secondary battery, since the secondaries in use were actually 15cm 55 SKC batteries. Then we have level 3 armor. Again, this is the correct armament, or the armor that was in use for the ship. And then we have a level 1 AA and a fire control system. Now we're going to be going down to our Destroyers, or Z-Stroyers, Zerstroyers, whatever, the 1936 variant. So we have level 1 depth charge, level 1 rear battery, level 1 front battery. Then we have a level 2 anti-air 2 centimeter, or the Flak 35, which again is accurate. Then we have a fire control system. I would recommend to have a sonar on this if you're going to actually use this to change it up a little bit. But turns out they didn't actually have sonars on their destroyers. The German Kriegsmarine did, for at least this variant of their destroyers. They didn't actually have a single sonar in use, but I would recommend still to add one if you're going to be going that realistic. So that's just there for the sake of it. But they didn't actually have a fire control system or anything. That is a sonar I put on there just to have on there so you can understand. Then we have a level 2 engine along with level 2 torpedoes, because that was using 4 to 6 torpedo tubes on this variant of the destroyer. Next, we're going to be going down to the type IXB, also known as the 9B 1940 submarine. Here we have a level 2, two level 2s in the front for the torpedoes, level 1 engine. Actually, wait, no, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. This should be the level 3 engine for the 19 variant. That is my bad from earlier. And then you need to have a level 1 in the back. That is if you want it to be totally historically accurate. So this is the 1940 variant of the submarines the German Kriegsmarine was putting out. And then for our last ship, it is the Type 8 U-boat submarine, which is just simply 2 torpedo tubes and a level 2 engine. So hopefully this was a little bit cool for you guys to see, and I am planning on doing a few other type of videos where I go over the navies and cover the most used type of ship classes, because I was going to do that for this video until I realized that the German Kriegsmarine in World War II had over 70 different classes. The majority of them were submarines. So instead, I just used the majority of these that I'm sure you guys would find interesting and would probably want to use, that were actually sort of different from each other compared to the others that were very close to being each other. So let me know down below what you guys would like to see for the next nations for me to cover. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome.